Hey, what's going on? This is Decide New 205. So today I had the privilege of sitting down and talking with a group of individuals about some phenomenal people. And as we talked about these phenomenal people, we were going through and looking at every little aspect of them overall. And when we did this, we started to realize that these phenomenal people weren't as phenomenal as we originally thought, or weren't as phenomenal as originally, brought up. By looking at these individuals and going through all of these different aspects of them, both personally and professionally, you're able to see that although you might think that what you're talking about or the individual you're talking about is the greatest thing since sliced bread, they're not. There's somebody that's better than them. There's always going to be somebody that is better. There's always going to be somebody that is better in this area or better in that area. And these individuals, they strive for that perfection in not only one specific area, but all areas in general. And I know for me personally, I've strived for that greatness. I've strived to be phenomenal, and it didn't happen overnight. And even though now I believe, and I honestly believe that I'm phenomenal, I have to work on all of these different things all the time to stay at that level. So for these individuals that we were talking about, and as we went through and we realized that they weren't as great as originally, there's nothing wrong with that. I think some people think, well, you know what, somebody's better than me, well then that means that I just suck. Well, no, you don't. You don't at all. There's a great quote out there that talks about, an individual that runs a race and that they know that they're faster than everyone else is always going to win the race. But the individual that runs the race against other individuals, knowing that they are faster than him or her, their time will get better overall. So yes, you're not going to win every single one of the races, but your time's going to get better. And eventually you can go ahead and get to a level where you possibly can win because you're stepping it up. You're not knowing what the game is and then beating the game because you're already the best at it. You know what the game is and you're striving for perfection. You're striving for something great. And then from what is great to something that's better than great. So, as we looked at all these different individuals and we went through all these different things, it made me, just step back and look at it and be like, you know what? There's always room for improvement. There always is. And you have to be able to see that. You have to be able to look at that. You have to be able to be the one that looks at yourself, right? Hey, look, I sucked, all right? I will say it. I'll say it. I'll tell the world I don't give two craps. I used to suck, all right? I wasn't the best at all of these different things. I wasn't even good at all of these different things. I had to realize that. I had to step up my game. I had to go ahead and refocus my attention, refocus that dedication, all right, and inspire myself to be better overall. And not just for myself. Yes, for myself a lot on it, but to be able to speak it, to be able to talk about it, to be able to be that example for others. Because I can't talk about being great all the time and then suck myself. That's not how it works. You have to step your game up. You have to be at a level where then you can go ahead and inspire other people to move their level up, right? To be better. You can't just expect things out of them. I hate people that expect things. Well, you should be. No, look it. That's not the reality. So at the end of the day, whether you're great and you think about it in your mind or you can go ahead and be that example, there's always somebody that's better. There's always somebody that's greater out there that you have to go ahead and compete against. When you know that and you understand that, you step your game up. You are the one that's striving. You're the one that pushes yourself to a new level. Because although you might lose, and for a lot of these individuals, you know what? They didn't come in number one in the discussion overall. They might have came in number 6, number 10, number 20, whatever it may be. But they now are able to know, look at, this is what number 1 is. Here, this is what it is. This is what you need to go ahead and step your game up and strive towards. And that's what I had to do. I had to be beat, all right? I had to be beat and beat and beat to eventually step my game up to a level where I could go ahead and go out there and not only win, but dominate. If you want to do that, you have to realize that you're not always going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. There's going to be somebody else out there that wants it even more than you do and is going to be better than you in all of these different levels. You got to go ahead and step up that game, because if you don't step up that game, you're going to be left behind overall. So I appreciate you watching the Side New 205. Until my next video, talk to you then.